So let's start seated this morning. Welcome, everyone. Any comfortable seat will do. Let's place our hands on the lap somewhere. Let's take an inhale, drawing the shoulders up. And just exhale, release. Let's do that 2 more times. Deep breath in. Release with the exhale. Once more. Then letting the eyes just stay softly closed. Let's begin to take some nice deep breaths into the heart center, expanding the space around the heart on the inhale and drawing the core muscles slightly in on the exhale. As we continue these nice deep breaths, let's feel our sits bones connecting us to the earth. And we'll sit nice and tall, like we've got a golden string connecting the crown of the head up to the sun and the stars. Expanding the heart on the inhales, pressing the air out on the exhales. Just feeling that dance of life flowing through the body. Okay, thank you. Let's allow our eyes to softly open. Let's let our right ear drop toward the right shoulder, reaching that left ear upward. Then gently drift to the other side, letting that left ear drop toward the left shoulder, reaching gently upward through the right ear, letting both shoulders stay relaxed. Then let's come back to center. As we exhale, let's tuck the chin downward and we'll look down like we're trying to see if we wore a necklace. And as we inhale, let's gently jut the chin forward and reach it up. Exhaling to pull the chin back and look down. And inhaling, pressing it upward. Let's do this a couple more times. And bringing the chin back to neutral. Let's slowly turn our head and look over one shoulder, lightly turning the eyes to look behind us. Then come back to center. We'll slowly turn our gaze over the other shoulder, looking gently in that direction back behind us. And then back to center. Let's bring our fingertips to either side. And as we breathe in, let's float one arm up to the sky. And we'll exhale and lean across and just hold here for a breath or two. The hand that's on the ground is connecting to the earth. The other arm lifting to the sky. Then let's float over to the other side, reaching the arm up with a big inhale. Keeping that length as we lean, letting the heart lift. Then with an inhale, let's reach upward through both arms. And exhale, draw the hands together at the heart center. Let's bring our hands onto the knees. And we'll begin to just gently circle the spine. So circling round and round, breathing deep, shoulders just melty. When you're ready, change direction. Breathing deep, opening up those hips. And we'll gently spiral our way back to a neutral spine. When we get there, let's stretch the legs out into a V shape. We can roll the thighs in just a little bit so we feel that nice solid connection to the ground. Then let's rub some warmth into the palms. You'll take that nice warmth and rub it into the legs, offering yourself some loving kindness. We can either continue with this style of massage, just rubbing that warmth into the legs, or if you'd like something a little more invigorating, we can make a fist and gently tap. So we're doing a percussive massage. We still want that same spirit of self-care though. Keep our deep breaths flowing through. Both of these styles of massaging into the legs help stimulate our circulation, keep our skin healthy. This one's a little more energizing and the other a little more soothing. Let's take the next couple moments to even everything out. Then we'll take our arms and reach them up to the sky. And we're going to do 3 sets of 10, pulling down. Then let the arms rest, close the eyes for a moment, turn the palms up, breathe deep, and just notice what you feel. We'll keep these deeper breaths flowing through. Let's reach our left hand down toward our left ankle. We'll take our right arm and inhale, reach it up. We're going to sweep those fingertips toward the left toes and then toward the right toes. Inhale that right arm back and up. Exhale over toward the left toes and then the right. Big circles. Let's do one more full circle. And when our right hand is reaching over to that left shin, let's just let it rest there, softening the heart and taking a few deep breaths into that left leg. Then deepening the breath, let's walk our hands up that left side, stacking the spine. And let's reach down our right shin with our right hand. We'll take our left arm back behind us and up. Big inhale. Exhale toward the right toes and then the left. Using the inhale to lift and the exhale to reach forward. One more big circle. When that left hand meets the right, we'll just fold, softening the heart here. Taking some nice deep breaths. And let's walk our hands back up, stacking the spine. Let's bring our right leg straight forward in front of the hip. And we'll bring the left foot in. So the sole of that left foot is connecting with that right inner thigh. And let's readjust so we can feel both sits bones connected to the earth. We'll reach our right hand down toward that right shin. We're going to take our left hand and this time twist back behind us, taking an inhale. And we'll exhale, reach those left fingertips toward the right toes. Inhale that left arm back behind you and up. And exhale, forward fold. Let's do a few more. Just letting the breath float you along. The next time that left arm is reaching back behind you, hold there, breathing. We're reaching in both directions. Take a big inhale. Then exhale, sweep that left hand toward the right. We'll fold here, softening everything and emphasizing the exhale. And let's slowly rise back up to neutral spine. We're going to draw this right leg in, bending that knee. We'll clasp our hands behind the back of that right thigh, rolling the shoulders back. As we breathe in, let's straighten this right leg, lifting it up, and exhale, slowly bend. We'll inhale, reach and lift. Exhale, bend. Let's do a few more. Beautiful. One more time. And we'll bend that knee. I'm going to take our left leg, we'll slide it straight forward, and we'll draw the sole of the right foot in to that left inner thigh. Let's again adjust so we feel both sits bones evenly on the mat. Then we'll reach our left hand down that left shin. We'll take our right arm and sweep our right fingertips toward those left toes. Exhale. Inhale, a little twist. We'll reach that right arm back behind us. And exhale, fold. Finding your own rhythm here. One of the biggest benefits of our yoga practice is finding that personal rhythm again. Letting the breath lead the movement. The next time we open that right arm back behind us, let's hold there, breathing, reaching in both directions. Take one more big inhale. Then we'll exhale, forward fold toward that left leg, letting the heart just melt and emphasizing the exhale. So making that exhale just a little bit longer. Then the inhale. And let's walk those hands back up the legs, stacking the spine. We're going to draw this left thigh closer, clasping our hands behind the back of that thigh, rolling the shoulders down the back. Then we'll slowly lift that left foot, straightening the leg some amount, and exhale, bend. Inhale, reach, and exhale, bend. Let's do a few more. One more time. And release it down. Let's come onto hands and knees. If you like a little extra padding under the knees, please feel free to use a cushion or a pillow. Same thing for the wrists. And we'll come into a tabletop. Hands right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. And let's do cat, cow. Inhaling to arch the back and exhaling to round. One more full breath. Then let's breathe our way back to a neutral spine. Our blocks can be handy for this next move, so if you want to use them, you could just place them on either side of your hands or bring the hands right up onto blocks. They're not essential, but they're nice. And we'll step our left foot forwards. We're coming into a kneeling position. We want our front knee and ankle in line with each other. Then we'll bring our hands up to that front thigh. So we're in a, I should have done this yesterday, proposal asana for Valentine's Day. So we're going to take our right hand to the outside of that left knee and just press the hand into the knee and the knee into the hand. We can either just stay right here, crown of the head lifting, or we could take our left arm and reach it back. So we're a little deeper twist here. One more nice strong exhale. Then let's inhale, return. We can put our hands on the blocks if they're there or bring them to the ground. And we'll step the left foot back to hands and knees. So we'll bring the hands down onto the mat and do a little side bend. So let's lean to one side, big inhale. Exhale, center. Inhale, lean the other way. And exhale, center. We'll go back and forth. Then breathing our way back to neutral spine. We can bring those blocks in if we like having them there. And we'll bring our right foot forward. So we're going to come into our proposal asana on side two. I'm sure it has a name. It's not that. We'll make sure that front knee and ankle are aligned. Shoulders are soft. We'll take our left hand out to the outside of that right knee. Start to press the hand into the knee and the knee into the hand. Again, we could stay put right here or take that right arm and reach it back for deeper twist. Nice strong exhales. One more exhale. Then we'll inhale, unwind, bringing our hands back down. We'll step back, making our way down into our tabletop once again. So hands will come down off the blocks. And let's reach our hands a little further forward of the shoulders and a little bit wider. And the knees a little bit wider than the hips. Let's reach the hips back in a semicircle. and then forward in a semicircle. So from above, it would look like a figure 8 movement. As the hips come forward, let's breathe in. And as they reach back, we'll breathe out. When you're ready, change direction. Breathing nice and deep. One more nice big figure 8. Oh. And we'll circle those hips back to neutral, bringing the hands right underneath the shoulders again. We're going to curl the toes under, and on an exhale, press up into a downward facing dog. If this is intense on the wrists, feel free to have the forearms on the mat instead. Let's bend one knee and then the other, back and forth, giving the head a little shake here. And we'll slowly lower the knees back down onto the mat or to our pillow. And let's walk our hands over to the left off the mat. So grounding through those hands. On an exhale, let's reach the hips back to the right. Crescent child's pose. Breathing deep into that right side. Letting the jaw release. Letting the head drop down. Then deepening the breath. Let's rise on up. We'll walk our hands over to the right, off the mat. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, reach those hips away to the left. Let the head drop down. We're breathing deep into that left side. Then deepening the breath, let's rise back up and we'll return to our tabletop. So bringing the hands right to the center. Let's find our blocks again and we'll place them on either side of the mat, right where they were before if you use them. And we'll put our hands right on those blocks. We'll bring the left foot forward into our kneeling position again. This time, we're going to curl those back toes under and lift the back knee off the mat. So we're in a low lunge. And if you're liking those blocks, we've got another setting. We can always raise them up a little bit. This can help bring ease to the shoulders. We're going to lower the right knee to almost touch the mat. Let the heart lift up. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, pull the hips back, straightening that left leg some amount. We'll inhale, lower the hips, lift the heart. Exhale, pull the hips back, draping the torso over that left leg. Let's do a few more. Two more full breaths. And one more. Then let's find a neutral lunge, evenly weighting through both feet. We'll keep our right hand on the mat or on our block. Bring the left hand to that left hip. Roll that left shoulder back. And we might just stay right here, or we could frost the cake and reach that left arm to the sky if that feels good. Either way, we're lifting through that heart. One more big inhale. And exhale, lower down. Bring the right knee to the mat. We're going to lean the hips back, coming up onto our left heel, little runner's stretch. Arms are reaching forward, heart is soft. Then let's release. We'll come down to our tabletop and either take a child's pose or puppy pose. We could come into a wide-kneed child's pose if that feels good. Knees apart, big toes together, or just reach those hips back. And let's make it an active child's pose. So fingertips reaching forward, heart is melting, getting some nice friendly traction for the spine here, breathing into that space. And deepening the breath, let's rise back up, walking the knees in if we're in a wide-kneed child's pose. So we want everything towards center, knees right underneath the hips again. If we're using those blocks, let's bring our hands up onto them. And we'll step our right foot forward this time to our Proposal-asana. Curling those toes under, the back toes. We'll lift that back knee, coming into a nice low lunge. Heart is drawing forward. On our inhale, we'll let the hips lower, lift through the heart. And as we exhale, we'll pull those hips back, moving with the breath. Oh, I'm finally warm. Just want to acknowledge that for everybody. Hope you are too. Let's do 2 more full slow breaths. One more time. Then let's breathe our way into a neutral lunge, so both feet working evenly. We'll keep our left hand on the block or on the mat and bring our right hand to that right hip, rolling that right shoulder back. We can either stay right here or lift that right arm to the sky. Either way, that heart is lifting up. Both legs are strong. One more big inhale and exhale. Bring it down. We'll let that left knee gently touch. And we're going to lean those hips back, rolling onto that right heel. Arms are stretching forward. Those blocks can come with us. Breathing deep into the back of that right leg. And let's gently walk those hips forward and we'll slide our right leg back. And let's return either to a puppy pose or child's pose. In a puppy pose, the hips would stay lifted, the arms reach forward, and the heart melts down. And sometimes that's a little easier on the hips. Whichever pose we're in, let's breathe deep into the back. And rising up, we're going to come into downward dog once again. And of course, you've got the option of putting the forearms on the mat instead. Let's curl the toes under and we'll press our hips up to downward dog or to dolphin for on the forearms. And let's bend one knee and then the other, breathing deep into the backs of the legs. Then breathing as we go, let's walk the feet toward the hands or the hands toward the feet until we come into a forward fold. We'll have a little or a big bend in the knees here. Give the head a little gentle shake, releasing the neck. Then let's slowly roll up to standing, one vertebrae at a time, until we're all the way up standing. Beautiful. Once we arrive, let's reach those arms up to the sky. Big inhale and exhale, hands to the heart. I'm going to come into chair pose. The people on Zoom can see me. You can stay in Tadasana or join me in chair. And we'll roll one shoulder back, pressing into those palms. Deep breaths. And back to center. Let's rise up and reach up. Big inhale. And exhale to the heart. Let's find one of our blocks and we'll bring it right to the middle of our mat. So if you're with me in the studio, go ahead and turn toward the back wall. That way, when we come into our forward fold, you have a view of the big, beautiful windows. So we're going to walk our feet out to a wide V shape, toes slightly in, heels slightly out. With an inhale, let's reach the arms out and up, and we'll exhale, swan dive forward slowly and gently, bringing the hands down onto that block or blocks. So we're in a nice deep forward fold. Let's let the heart release, let the shoulders release. We'll just take a couple breaths hanging so that we get that nice gravity traction on the spine to help lengthen it out. Then with the hands lightly resting on the blocks, we'll straighten the arms so the spine is lengthening forward some. Then let's bend those knees like we're gonna do leapfrog. Heart is drawing forward, big inhale. And as we exhale, we'll lift the hips and let our forehead come down toward the mat. Inhale, bend those knees, draw the heart forward, lengthening the spine. Keep that length as you press upward through the legs. Forward fold. Let's do a few more. One more time. Then in our forward fold, let's bring our hands over to our left shin, letting our head drop down. We'll pull the hips away to the right just a little bit. Let the jaw be very soft. And let's gently release and we'll sway our arms over to the right, lightly holding that right shin, pulling the hips away to the left just a little bit. Breathing deep. Then let's walk the hands back to center. So the hands are on the block. And I'm going to turn to the side so folks on Zoom and you guys can see me a little bit better. We're going to slide our block further forward. Maybe that's a bad idea with socks on. So we're still in our wide V forward fold, but we've reached that block forward, so our spine's really long. From here, we're going to take our left arm and reach it out and up. Take an inhale. On the exhale, bring the hand back down to the block. And the other way. We'll inhale, reach up, and exhale down. Let's go side to side. One more to each side. Then we'll release into our forward fold again, just letting the head hang. Let's fold the arms, keeping a little micro bend in the knees, and just gently sway the torso side to side. Then releasing those arms, we'll slowly roll up, one vertebrae at a time. Head and neck come up last of all. Then let's toe heel those feet closer together. We can face forward again, coming to the center of our mat. Let's bend our knees, coming into a chair pose. And we'll bring our palms together out in front, pressing those palms firmly together. That's our exhale. As we inhale, let's lift a little bit and open those arms. And exhale, sit a little deeper and press the palms. Find your own rhythm here. Exhaling those palms together and inhaling to open. One more time. And we'll find that chair, pressing the palms together, interlace the fingers, and now pull those palms apart, breathing into the upper back. On an exhale, release, rise to standing, releasing those arms, and just roll those shoulders back a couple times. Then we'll bring our hands together behind the lower back, roll those shoulders back, and squeeze those palms together. Heart is lifting, core drawing slightly in. Then let's release. With an inhale, let's reach up. Bend the knees on the exhale. Take a full breath in. And with the exhale, fold forward. We'll take a full breath and forward fold. Then roll on up, one vertebrae at a time. Once we're standing, let's inhale and reach up. Hands to the heart on the exhale. Let's do that again. Deep breath in. Keep those arms lifted. Chair pose on the exhale. Full breath in. Exhale, fold. Take a full breath and forward fold. Full exhale. Then we'll roll on up, nice and slow. Once the spine is stacked, we'll inhale, reach up. Hands to the heart. One more time, we'll inhale and lift. Chair pose on the exhale. Full breath in. Exhale, fold. Full inhale. Full exhale. Roll up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Once we rise, big inhale, reach to the stars. And exhale, hands to the heart. We'll release our arms to our sides. Roll the shoulders forward, exhale. Roll them back, inhale. Roll them forward, exhale. Inhale them back. One more time. Roll them back, hold. Take a couple breaths. And release. So let's take our blocks again one last time. We're going to bring them to frame the front end of the mat. We've got plenty of blocks. If you want to use blocks, Lauren, you're welcome to. If you don't want to, there's no obligation that you have to have them. And we'll come into our Tadasana. So we're facing those blocks. With our next inhale, let's reach to the sky. Let's take a chair pose on the exhale. Full breath in and fold with that exhale. And we're going to bring our hands to the blocks. We can have them as high or as low as we like. We'll walk the left foot forward between the blocks and slide that right foot out. So here we are back in our lunge again. Hands are on those blocks, and we'll slowly lower that right knee to just graze the mat. Roll those shoulders back. Let the heart lift. 2 more full breaths right here. Then we'll press up, lifting that right knee. So we're back in our lunge. Again, we can have the blocks, whatever setting we want. We're going to walk our left foot out to the left outer edge of that mat and roll to the outer edge of that left foot. And we'll just breathe here, opening up through that left hip. If we like, we can bring that right knee down to rest on the mat. That might take us deeper into the stretch. It might bring us out of it. You can decide. Heart is soft. One more full breath. Then engaging that core, we'll bring the sole of that left foot back onto the mat. Lift that right knee up, and we'll walk that left foot forward, recentering here. As we inhale, let's lower the hips and lift the heart. And on the exhale, pull those hips back. We'll do that 2 more times. Big inhale, lower the hips, lift the heart. Exhale, pull the hips back. 1 more time. This time, as we draw those hips back, we'll hold, breathing, letting the torso drape over that left leg. 1 more exhale. Then breathing as we go, we'll soften back into our lunge, lift the hips just a little bit, and we'll draw that right foot forward and step the left foot back, finding our low lunge on the second side. Let's gently let that left knee lower down to graze the mat. Roll those shoulders back, lifting through the heart. One more full inhale. And with the exhale, we'll lift that back knee, returning to our low lunge. We'll walk our right foot outward to the outer edge of the mat, adjusting our blocks to where we need them. And we'll roll onto the outer edge of that right foot, just letting that right hip open. Shoulders stay relaxed. Maybe we let that left knee drop down. A little easier on the muscles of that back leg. For me, I get a deeper release through that right hip. So it depends whether you want to work on stretching or strengthening here. And let's take a couple more deep breaths. Drawing our core in. Let's lift that back knee if it's down. And we'll come onto the sole of that right foot and just wiggle it back to center, framing that front foot with the blocks. We'll lower those hips and lift the heart. Big inhale. Exhale, pull the hips back. 2 more like that. Moving with the breath. Exhaling back. Inhaling forward. Then last time, we'll come into this asymmetrical forward fold over the right leg. pull those hips back. Let the torso drape over that right leg. One more full breath. Then let's gently come down and we'll make our way to hands and knees. Sliding those blocks out of the way. Let's make sure our strap isn't too far away. And we'll eventually make our way all the way down onto our back. So we'll bring the soles of the feet onto the mat, arms at our sides in a very relaxed way, and just start to gently rock those knees side to side. As the knees drop to one side, that's our exhale. We'll inhale them back to center and exhale them the other way, back and forth. Finding your own rhythm. Jaw is soft. And little by little, we'll sway those knees back to center. Once we find that nice neutral sacrum, let's draw the left knee in and we'll clasp our hands over that left shin, stretching the right leg out long. Let the shoulders soften. And let's gently rock this left thigh side to side, massaging into that left hip. And let's bring that thigh back to center. Let's release the left arm to the left. And on an exhale, let's gently twist toward the right, keeping both shoulder blades on the mat. One more, nice long exhale. And on an inhale, let's rock back to center, placing the sole of that left foot onto the mat. We'll bring the right knee in close, clasping hands over that right shin. Stretch the left leg out long and just rock this right thigh side to side, massaging into that hip. And rocking that knee back to center, let's release the right arm to the right. And on an exhale, gently twist toward the left, letting that right shoulder stay on the mat and making the exhales longer than the inhale. Let's gently roll back to center, placing the sole of the right foot on the mat. Let's find our strap, and we'll place the strap on the ball of the left foot, stretching that left leg up to the sky. Let's hold the strap just with our left hand. We'll take the right hand to the right thigh. Gently press the right thigh out to the right And let the left leg open out to the left, just holding the strap however feels intuitive to you with the least amount of effort. And slowly, gently, let's draw everything back to center. And let's switch hands. So we're holding the strap with the right hand. Take the left hand to the left hip crease and just lightly press downward. And we'll draw the left leg across the midline of the body, just an inch or two. It's a little IT band stretch. Breathing deep. And back to center. Bring the right foot up into the strap and place the sole of the left foot on the mat. We'll take our left hand to that left thigh. Just guide it out to the left a little ways, and we'll let that right leg open to the right. Again, just looking for the least amount of effort here. Breathing deep. And we'll engage that core, gently draw everything back to center. Switch hands, so we're holding the strap in the left hand. Right hand comes down to that right hip crease. We'll gently press downward and draw the right leg across the midline, just a couple inches. And let's bring that leg back to center. Let's release the strap. Soles of both feet coming down to the mat. Let's place the hands on the crest of the pelvis on either side and just gently rock the pelvis east to west. And back to center. If there's any other gentle movement pattern or pose that your body's craving to round out your practice, please take this time. If you're ready for Shavasana, we can place our blocks under the calves in Shavasana to elevate the feet a little bit, or just stretch the legs out, bringing the arms to your sides. Palms turn up, and we'll allow the eyes to close. Just feeling that sweet connection to the earth here. Our beautiful planet is carrying us through space and time. There's nothing else that you need to do in this moment. We'll just soak in all the good energy of our practice. The more we can just let the mind drift, the more like a sponge will be to soak in all that good energy. Let's bring the awareness to the heart, noticing how you feel in mind, body, and spirit. Noticing the quality of energy that's present in the body. Let's take some deeper breaths right into the heart center, wiggling the fingers and the toes, stretching a little if that feels good. And let's slowly, gently make our way to one side, coming into fetal pose. If there's anything you want to leave behind on your mat today, just let it go right here. And we'll use our hands to help press our way up, symbolic of a brand new beginning as we rise again from our Shavasana. And let's find our centered seat. When we get there, let's close the eyes, bringing the hands together at the heart, and just bowing the head to the heart for a moment, honoring the seat of our deeper wisdom, honoring your courage, your sense of humor, your resilience, and the good energy that you brought to class today. May we all have hope, joy, love, light, and laughter. Thank you all so much for sharing your day. Namaste.